Hey there, early stage investors. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the strategies of the world's most successful investors. Today, we're going to explore the top 5 resource investments by the legendary Rick Rule. This man is a titan in the investment world, especially when it comes to natural resources. His ability to spot hidden gems in the market is unparalleled, and today we're going to break down how he did it and hopefully shed a few of those hidden tactics so you can find those next early stage gems yourself. Imagine turning a simple investment into a fortune by spotting opportunities where others see risks. That's exactly what Rick Rule has done time and time again. If you want to learn how to find these hidden gems and possibly achieve similar success, stick around because this video is packed with insights and strategies that could change your financial future forever. Let's kick things off with one of Rick Rule's standout investments.
Where do you see that going in 2024?
A complicated answer. I think the easy money has been made in uranium.
Uranium. The uranium market has been a roller coaster, but Rick Rule's strategic approach turned this volatile sector into a gold mine. Why uranium? Well, uranium is essential for nuclear power, which is a major source of clean energy. Rick Rule understood the fundamental supply and demand dynamics of this market. He recognized that despite short-term fluctuations, the long-term demand for uranium would rise due to its crucial role in energy production. Rick Rule's approach was all about timing and thorough research. He invested in uranium when it was out of favor, understanding that prices would eventually rebound as supply dwindled and demand increased. Beyond that, he looked for companies with strong management teams, solid assets, and low production costs. One of Rule's most notable uranium investments was in Cameco Corporation, one of the world's largest uranium producers. His investment in Cameco, when the market was pessimistic, paid off massively as uranium prices soared. As you can imagine, the returns were phenomenal, showcasing Rule's ability to turn market pessimism into profit. Remember guys, spotting hidden gems doesn't mean investing in market favorites. It often means investing in the red-headed stepchild of the financial world before it blossoms into the market leader no one ever saw coming. Next up, let's talk about precious metals, particularly gold and silver. These metals have always been seen as safe haven assets, but Rick Rule's approach to investing in them is anything but ordinary, which may start popping up as a pattern in these multi-million-dollar investing strategies. If you're wondering why precious metals take the second spot on Rick's list, it's for a few reasons, but as you likely know, gold and silver have intrinsic value and are often used as hedges against inflation and economic uncertainty. Rick Rule saw the long-term value in these metals, especially when global economic conditions were unstable. To be clear about Rick Rule's precious metals strategy, he didn't just buy gold and silver. He invested in the companies that mine them. How brilliant, right? If you've ever heard the saying about selling shovels when people are mining for gold, it's not too far off from this golden strategy to get ahead of a trend and ride it out to a very lucrative degree. Rick Rule focused on junior mining companies with high potential but undervalued assets. By conducting meticulous due diligence, he identified companies with promising mining projects and capable management. Speaking of management, Rick Rule recently shared in an interview that people and management teams matter far more than assets or investments alone. To be specific, Rule confessed that if he'd limited his investments to the circle of highly competent, principled, trusted people he'd met up until age 35 and had never invested beyond that network, he would have made more than twice as much money as he has and would have worked a lot less and far less hard. Crazy, huh? I guess it goes to show that investing in a vacuum isn't a great idea, and sometimes it's worth digging into the people behind a company or investment opportunity. One of Rule's most successful investments was in First Majestic Silver Corp. By investing early in this company, Rick Rule capitalized on the rising silver prices and the company's growth. His foresight and strategic investment in junior miners yielded significant returns, solidifying his reputation in the precious metals sector. And yes, you can make big money on precious metals without storing piles of heavy coins in your basement. Now let's dive into a less shiny, but similarly lucrative underrated investment that made Rick Rule a millionaire many times over. I'm talking about oil and gas. This sector is known for its volatility, but Rick Rule has navigated it with remarkable skill and will reveal exactly how you can do the same. As you may know, oil and gas are fundamental to the global economy, and despite the push for renewable energy, they remain critical. Rick Rule saw the long-term demand for these resources and the potential for significant returns. Therefore, Rick Rule's investment strategy in oil and gas focused on geopolitical analysis and technological advancements. He invested in companies with strong reserves, efficient operations, and the ability to adapt to changing market conditions. Rule will often look for opportunities in politically stable regions with favorable regulations. A prime example of his success in this sector is his investment in Suncor Energy. Rule recognized the company's potential due to its vast oil sands, reserves, and efficient production methods. As oil prices recovered, Suncor's stock soared, leading to substantial 7- and 8-figure returns for Rule and his investors. Moving on to Rick Rule's next shiny favorite, which has to be copper, a metal essential for industrial applications and technological advancements. Copper is a critical component in electrical systems, construction, and manufacturing. With the rise of green technology and infrastructure development, the demand for copper has been on an upward trajectory. Rick Rule understood the long-term value of copper, especially in a world moving towards more sustainable technologies. Rick Rule's strategy here once again involved investing in copper mining companies that were poised to benefit from this increasing demand. He looked for companies with rich copper deposits, efficient extraction processes, and strategic locations. Rule's deep understanding of the market allowed him to invest in projects that others might overlook. Do you notice how the last few investments that made Rick millions all centered around a deep understanding of a market or consumer behavior trend or trajectory and identifying the underlying asset that would facilitate that trend? Guys, this is simple stuff. It all goes back to gold and shovels. Invest in the miners and the shovel manufacturers, and you won't have to fight over the gold. Back to Rick's big copper wins. One of his notable investments was in Freeport-McMoRan, a leading copper producer. Rule's investment came at a time when copper prices were low, but his foresight paid off as the demand for copper surged. The returns from this investment were significant, showcasing his ability to capitalize on market trends before they become mainstream. Next up, let's talk about Platinum Group Metals, or PGMs. And no, this isn't the latest metal rock band craze. Instead, we're referring to platinum, palladium, and rhodium. This shiny trifecta of PGMs are essential for various industrial applications, including automotive catalysts, electronics, and jewelry. Rick Rule recognized the unique properties and high demand for these metals, particularly in the automotive industry for emission control. Rule's strategy involved investing in companies with substantial PGM reserves and efficient mining operations. He paid close attention to supply constraints and the growing demand for these metals in emerging markets. By understanding the global dynamics of PGMs, Rule was able to pinpoint investment opportunities with high growth potential. One of his successful investments was in Sibanye-Stillwater, a leading PGM producer. Rule's investment in Sibanye-Stillwater during a period of low PGM prices paid off handsomely as demand for these metals increased. The company's strategic acquisitions and efficient operations contributed to its success, and Rule's investment reaped significant rewards. So there you have it, the top 5 resource investments that could make you millions according to Rick Rule. But more important than the investments themselves is the strategy, research, and thought process behind identifying value in these often overlooked and undervalued sectors. But if you're not sold on these 5 resources and are still looking for your next best investing strategy or millionaire maker of 2024 or 2025, then you may want to check out our video on the contrarian trading strategies that have helped Paul Tudor Jones predict earth-shattering economic collapses and help his clients make millions while the world around them falls apart. If you're looking for a simpler strategy, then perhaps you'd rather hear the 9 brilliant investing hacks from Warren Buffett's most iconic interview ever, which prove you don't have to invest in fancy new tech or even keep up with it at all to make billions. If so, you can click right over here after you smash the like button, hit subscribe, and let us know in the comments down below which financial guru you'd like us to have on the channel next here at Early Stage Crypto.